They went out in the other side of Platform Gina, about 4 or 5 miles out. And once we got out there, we had the burial at sea ceremony for Olga Holcomb. After just a very brief burial prayer that I offered, Gary buried the ashes of Olga at sea, and additionally his sister, I believe, buried what the ashes of Gary's father. So we had actually a double burial at sea today. Then the floating wreath was placed in the ocean, and everyone in all the boats had flowers. And once the wreath was in the ocean and the ashes of Olga Holcomb, the fleet of 10 boats, which is really an outstanding turnout, made 3 circles counterclockwise around the ashes and distributed a circle of flowers. Then we came back, and we came back here to the Carolina Yacht Club. In just a minute, I will read the obituary that was published in the Ventura County Star of Olga Holcomb with a beautiful picture, the same picture I see on the tables. And while I'm reading the obituary, I would ask you to search your minds for something, some incident or something you did during the life of Olga that you'd like to share with those assembled here today. And I can either bring the mic to you or you can come up here, but please think of something you'd like to share about Olga. I'll read the obituary now. Then Gary, I'd like for you to introduce your family and friends that are here today. Olga A. Holcomb. Olga A. Holcomb passed away peacefully at her home in Oxnard on February 15, 2014, surrounded by loved ones. Olga had recently suffered 2 strokes. Olga was born on April 2, 1928 in England. Olga grew up in Europe. She eventually moved to the States with her 2 young sons, Gary and Ron, after a divorce. She started a new life waitressing in Los Angeles, California. This is where she met the love of her life, Bernie Holcomb. Olga and Bernie were married, and they together raised Gary and Ronnie. Bernie was on the police force, and Olga loved being a housewife. Together, they really enjoyed life. Bernie and Olga were happily married over 30 years until Bernie unfortunately passed away. Olga was sure she would never find love again. Time passes. She did meet a gentleman named Vince Serrano. Olga and Vince spent over 12 years together, and they never left each other's side until she passed away. Olga loved spending time with her family and friends. She really loved cooking and entertaining and was the best at it. Traveling was her favorite, and did a lot of it with her loved ones. She was the best mom ever, and enjoyed every minute of being a mom. She truly loved all. Olga is survived by her 2 sons, Gary Johnson and Ron Johnson, along with stepdaughter Virginia Washburn and daughter-in-law Kelly and Joyce. Olga had 9 grandchildren: Michael, Casey, Colby, Avery, Mitch, Kathy, Jackie, Brian, Watt, and 3 great-grandchildren. Memorial is going to be at the Channel Yacht Club on March 9th at 1 p.m. We will all miss you. Rest in peace. Jerry, would you like to introduce your family and friends?
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I really appreciate all you've done. I mean, I really want to appreciate and thank all the skippers and the captains of the boat that came out, and that was the most beautiful thing today that we could ever experience. I mean, that's what Mom wanted. I can't even describe how nice that was. And I think that all the family members that are close to us will relate to that. And I think my sister Virginia, she can really relate to that because we had some ashes that were on our mantle for years for my dad. And she's got to scatter the ashes of her father with my mother today. And I think that was special. My mother was a special woman. And first of all, I want to thank everybody in the yacht club for everybody attending. You know what? I love you all. The support and the family I have is just incredible. My mother loved everyone. She really did. I want to thank also Bill Klein. I don't know where Bill is. There. Thank you for arranging and doing the flowers, getting everybody in the boats, and everything you do. I love you, buddy, and thank you, because I know you love my mom a lot. She was Mama Olga to you, and that's what she always called her. And she'll always remember you, no matter what. I want to thank Vera. I want to thank Joyce for eating up the food that we did and doing everything today. I also want to thank Sharon and Mary Ann for sitting at the tables, doing everything we had to do. I want to thank Casey, Laura, Ron, for helping us make the food that we did for today, to cook it. You know, Mom was really special, and she loved everybody. You know, she loved to enjoy life. And I think that Mom, I'm just grateful that everybody's here for the celebration of her life. She loved to entertain. That was her life. That was her life. Entertain people. She cooked. She would spend all day in the kitchen. And as many as you know in the yacht club, all those recipes that I cook, that you appreciate, 90% are her recipes. So, thank you, Mom, for the recipes that But I just, you know what, she lived a good life. My mom and dad moved here in '74. They were the first ones to move here in Harbor Walk. They were the first persons to move here. And my dad was the board of directors in Harbor Walk for many years until he passed away in '98. Then she met the love of her life, Vince Arone. And she was with Vince for 13 years, and she loved him until the day he passed away. And
thank you.
We love you, Vince.
I love you.
You took care of her, and that's what she wanted.
And Joyce.
But she loved everybody. That was her passion, was cooking, loving everybody. She loved her grandkids. She loved everybody. That's the way Mom was. You know, and it's just, I'm just so grateful that I could be up here to just express my feelings with my mother. Anyway, but she had nine grandchildren. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can remember all of them. It was Michael, Casey, Colby, Mitch, Avery, Jackie, Kathy, Casey. So I gotta remember, I should probably remember those. Too much champagne on the damn boat today, that's the problem, but anyway. But she loved everybody. She loved to cook, she loved to entertain. That was her whole life. She would sit there and she would cook. You could go to her house and she would cook. She would cook all day long. That's all I remember her. It was, I guess there at 10 o'clock in the morning and visit her. And she would just be cooking. I said, Mom, what are you doing? She said, I want to cook. And that's what her life was. She was a housewife. My dad worked his butt off. He was a cop. He was LAPD. He retired. He went to Ventura County. They moved here in '74. They moved to Harbor Walk. They were the first ones to move to Harbor Walk in '74. And he did a lot. He was the president of the board of Harbor Walk. And he worked for the county of Ventura after that. And they just had a good life together. And they just enjoyed each other. And then finally he passed away in 1998. And then she met the other love of her life, Vincent Serrano. They were together for 13 years until she passed away this last few weeks. And she loved him to death. She really did. And he was so good to her, and they were the best couple. They loved to dance, they loved to go on cruises, and they did the jitterbug, right, Vince? Or, I don't know how you, the jitterbug? Or the swing, I'm not sure what it was.
Did you want to talk?
But anyway.
You don't want to talk? Oh.
Thank you.
But anyway, I just, her life was great. I mean, she just had a really good time, and she just loved everyone. She was here quite a bit at the yacht club. She was here, I mean, I would bring her here, and she would see old friends like Phyllis that she used to bowl with. And she saw Dick Olson. I'm not sure if Dick's here, but Dick knew my dad real well. Because he was the chief of, he was the fire chief. And my dad was a cop, so they knew each other back in the old days. And everybody, we just got along. And she'd come here and she'd see her old friends, and she just loved it. And so it's so good to see this, and I'm so happy that everybody is just here today to enjoy that. And I want to also thank the captains, all the boats that came out today. That was the most beautiful thing. I know Mom just appreciated that more than I